Okay, I'm actually starting to lose track of what I covered in my last devlog. Um, but currently, we have, well, a new button. We've got a charge attack. Um, Basically, you hold a button, it starts beginning a charge. You can kind of see the debugger down here to count down. And um, that'll have later functionality. Right now, it's just a charge attack. Doesn't really do anything. Um, but one of the biggest changes is I don't think I covered hit stop in the last one. Now the game will freeze, because this is going to be a multiplayer game. Now the game will freeze upon hitting the ball. And this is just the player and the ball that are frozen. Um, this just gives the opponent some time to react. And yeah. But another thing we added was at higher speeds, the hitbox will actually extend behind the ball. Um, just so that it's a bit easier to hit. I don't know if you know how games work. Games work in updates. So either an update runs every single frame of um, the game, or it runs a fixed amount of time. But sometimes between those updates, the ball can travel from here to here if it's going fast enough, and that will skip right over our player, and we don't want that. So I have a system in place so that the ball actually gets a bigger hitbox the faster it goes. And then once it starts getting really fast, it gets this nice predictive bounce line um, that the player can interact with. Because at certain speeds, the ball should basically always be hitting the player. So I made it so if at certain speeds, if the player happens to hit this collision, this line, then it will hit the ball. And it also teleports the ball directly to where the player is, so it doesn't look like because technically the ball could be over here and the player is hitting the line here. Um, I wouldn't want the ball to start moving from over here. I'd want it to come right to where the player is just to simulate, hey, this ball is moving fast enough. Shouldn't really matter where along this line it is. It should be interacting with the hitbox. Um, and then what else have we got? So I don't think I covered um, the mix hits. So now we have two different types of hits. We've got our direct hits that just have a specific angle that decides where the ball will go. Excuse me. We got our bunts, which are um, our nice arcs that set us up for a spike. But then we have our mix hits, which is how you will mix up um, how you're fighting a player. So like, for example, let me find. So this, where is it? Air mix. So this is one of our air mix attacks, and it has a hitbox. It has the default angle that it will launch the ball at, and then it also has two other options that you can change the direction of the ball during that freeze frame when you hit the ball. So this just allows you to mix up your opponent so they don't really know which direction your attack is going to come from. So I'm just going to hit it 3 times with the same attack, which is just pressing K while on the ground. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit so we can get a bit of a longer freeze time. Okay, I'm not sure why my jump is super floaty right now. That shouldn't be happening. But I will fix that in a second. That's weird. Oh well. Sorry. So I'm just going to speed up the ball a little bit. That's so weird. Now it's back to normal. Don't know what caused that. Guess I will figure that out later. But now that we've got our ball moving at a more decent speed, we try and hit it. So that's our default hit. I'm not pressing any input. But if I hit it and I hold up, then it gives an up hit, and then vice versa, if I hold down, we get this downward angle. And so we can do that on our grounded attack, and that's three different angles from just pressing one button, and then during that freeze frame, that's when we decide which angle we want. And then you can also do that from the downwards attack, which is our kind of our spike where we hit it with our feet. And I can just do straight down like this, or I can do down forward angle or down backward angle. You get it. I think that's most everything. Obviously a lot of debugging in between, like that right there, shouldn't happen. Um, but I'm pretty happy with the project so far. Um, Debugging is daunting, but it's important, so we're going to keep at it.